Alright, here we are with How to Be a Baddie. We're going to be talking about the game Biggest Baddest Baddie by our company Orplex Studios. And I'm going to be doing feature episodes on each baddie, certain ones anyway. The one today is the Phoenix, as you can see by this beautiful playmat. The Phoenix is a very versatile baddie. It has 8 health, which is kind of the low scale though. 2 attack, 2 defense. Special ability from the ashes. If you discard Phoenix, it deals 2 damage to target baddie. Add Phoenix to your hand at the beginning of the next turn. So one of the best ways to actually use Phoenix is not as your designated baddie that's playing here, but as a discard fodder for others is one of the best ways in order to use it. Now, going by the rules of Biggest Baddest Baddie, if you're casting a card, such as an equipment, there is a number up in the corner, such as on this one. And the number up in the corner is how many cards you have to discard in order to play the card. So, Phoenix is a neat card because as it discards, you deal 2 damage to another baddie in play, which allows you to get that extra damage in. And then the versatile part about it is during the beginning of the next turn, it's going to come right back to your hand. So let's talk about some combos to use with Phoenix. I'm going to be discarding it. I'm going to look at some baddies that are very beneficial to it, and I'll talk about those. I got my little stack here. With the Executioner, you discard a card, and he gains +2 damage till the end of the turn, so he can really hit hard by discarding cards. Essentially, you can discard Phoenix, give him +2, making his attack 6, doing 8 damage just right off of that. So Executioner is a very good one to use. The Dragon says discard a card, he inflicts 1 damage to any target, to a target baddie. Ability may be used any time. So he can have that ability to rain damage down at any point. And the Phoenix essentially turns his 1 to a 3 of dealing damage. The Dragon's wonderful. Giant Vulture, look at this, may be used twice per turn. Discard a card, draw a card. This Vulture is really astounding about going through the deck and doing discards. The Phoenix, essentially, the Vulture and the Phoenix are going to work really strong together, because the Vulture says at the beginning you use twice per turn. So during your turn, you discard Phoenix, draw a card, deal 2 damage. Next turn, draw Phoenix, discard, deal 2 damage. With the Vulture, draw another card. So the Vulture and the Phoenix are essentially a 2-pair combo that's going to allow you each turn to deal the 2 damage, draw a card. So that is one thing. Giant Vulture may not seem like a threat, but it can filter through decks so fast that it's going to be able to get some damage in. The Mummy, discard a card, target baddie loses 1 damage till the end of the turn. So this one, if you're getting attacked, you can either do this like a political thing. Hey, my friend's getting attacked. Discard Phoenix, deal 2 damage to the baddie that's attacking them, and minus its damage by 1. So the Mummy is a really good fodder to use as well. We have the Lizard Man, where you can discard a card and he gains 1 damage till the end of the turn. So he is another one similar to the Executioner, except he does have a defensive back here of 2, whereas the Executioner has less health and 0 defense. So these are the baddies that are going to benefit from the Phoenix's use, as these are going to be able to use it as a fodder to discard with. Another road to take is through your equipments. For instance, Lightning Sphere. Lightning Sphere is a one-handed, inflicts 2 damage target baddie by discarding a card. Veil of Immunity. Discard a card to nullify a caster an ability, so a spell or an ability. For instance, if the Dragon targets your baddie, you could discard a card and nullify its damage. The Hammering Arm. Your baddie gets another attack by discarding a card. And the Flamethrower Arm, you discard 2 cards. Flicks 4 damage. To target baddie may only be used once per turn. So these equipments, that'd be essentially getting 6 damage right here out of that discard. So there's another way of getting the Phoenix into the discard pile is with these equipments. Another thing is Molten Fist. He can discard a card and does 1 damage to a baddie. So you have these equipments that are good. 5 equipments right here. 5 baddies that's essentially really good with as a discard fodder. And we'll also look into what am I going to do what are the things I'm going to look out for against my Phoenix. So if you're going to try to win a multiplayer game out with this Phoenix by discarding each turn, you're going to know what to watch out for. Celebration, shuffle all cards in the discard pile into the deck. Each player draws 2 cards that can be played at any time. Phoenix hits the discards, somebody plays Celebration, they shuffle your Phoenix away. Recycling Spree, shuffle to 10 random cards in the discard pile into the deck. This card can be played at any time. So there's going to be 2 very scary cards that can get rid of Phoenix. Another thing that happens when discarding goes crazy, and it's discard, 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 and you're going to throw stuff into the discard pile over and over. Right here's one of the scariest things that can happen. How about them nuggets? The abominable chicken getting +1 damage for each card in the discard pile. So essentially, I can feed the abominable chicken off of the Phoenix. Having all this stuff of being able to discard and hit a bunch of effects that way. Another thing about this Phoenix, where you're hitting all these discard triggers, you get to the point, and I've watched people do this, of each turn this discard, 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 and that 2 damage raining around. You pretty much put a big target on your head. So you gotta watch for this to happen to shuffle it away. This kind of synergy, if you're putting a lot of stuff in the discard pile, right here is a good factor to win. One thing about biggest baddest baddie is being able to switch your baddie out. I've seen people do a lot of discard combos. For instance, they'll take the vulture and start discarding a bunch of stuff, then they'll play the chicken to go ahead and finish it out. But our focus here is not on the chicken, it's on the Phoenix. So we're going to see all these ways that this baddie can be used, and that's how to be a baddie with the Phoenix. You go ahead, you discard, and you discard, and you discard, and you find ways to trigger it with damage. And that is episode 1 of How to Be a Baddie, featuring the Phoenix.